Hello everybody. Today I'll be showing you a school project I had to do. We were allowed to do it in any form we wanted, and of course, the first thing I thought of was Minecraft. It's a model of an ancient city-state, like back in the Mesopotamian times, and it's fairly accurate. The only inaccurate thing, according to my teacher, was the glass. This frustrated me because I looked it up, and glass artifacts were found long before Mesopotamian times. But he told me that glass panes were invented later on, so yeah, ignore that. So I'll start out at the Gates of Ishtar, which is based off of I think it was in Babylon. Here's a map of the place, and yes, I looked it up. Cartography, which is making maps and stuff, was invented long before that. So I also looked up iron was, yeah. And so you can go in here and you can get up to these platforms, or you can go to the top, which there's not much to do here. If you go to these platforms, you can come out and look at the city, I guess. But other than that, there is also some tools down here, iron tools and maps and stuff. Nothing fancy. So you come in and on the map, you'll see that here is just filled with a bunch of houses. Now this is called the poor people houses because it's based off of pork. And most of the people in city-states, of course, were poor because would it be awesome if more were rich? This is more of a small scale because no one's going to live in a house this small. And this is approximately 700 houses. It's probably more than 700 houses. If you want to count them, go ahead. Just pause the video now and count them all. Yeah, good luck with that. If you count them, I gotta give you props for that. Definitely. And so yeah, then over here, this is approximately 300 houses because we had to make housing for 5,000 people, and in each house I estimated about 5 people would live. So there's approximately 300 houses here, same size, but the roof's a bit fancier and in a different color. So next is the agriculture. There's this river here, and it just they have this gate, this little thing, this gate chain thing that nothing else but the water can get in, that will allow the water to flow through the city, and then out the end where there's a different type of gate because you can use the boats to go down the river to, as the sign says here, trade route ahead. And the boats keep coming out for some reason. But yeah. And there's a bunch of just randomly scattered plants around here. My brother, Ninja PJ, you should go check out his YouTube channel. He came up with the idea of just randomly planting everywhere. He also helped build a lot of this. You see, he built almost the entire palace. I did most of the interior though. I did all the houses using structure blocks, in case you were wondering who would go to the trouble of making 1,000 different houses. No, I used structure blocks. Unfortunately, I couldn't do this all super easily because structure blocks only go to structures size 32 by 32 by 32 at max. So it still took a lot of time, trust me. Now, there's a bridge that I added here that goes over the river, which is pretty awesome. So I think we just added all the different kinds of plants. I didn't really look up when they were discovered, which is actually, don't tell my teacher that, he might dock me more points. Because he only docked me 4 points, I think it was, for the glass, and so I still got a 96 out of 100, which is pretty good. Not perfect, but it's pretty good, I'll take it. So as you see, I did the inside. There's a fountain, some chairs, some plants, flowers and stuff. I love the colors that my brother added. They're great. These pillars are awesome. It looks great. So now the hanging gardens, I pretty much did all by myself. These were pretty difficult, but it was really fun. So I used the /fill command, so you'll notice that this is not at all hollow. Yeah, I should have broken that. But so you start at the bottom here where there's a staircase, whatever. And it's kind of, there's good flowers, pretty flowers, but it's all just kind of blandish. There's dandelions, and it's like a lesser layer. And the more you go up, the grander it gets. So you get to this layer, and there's double tall grass and rose bushes, and I think even later on there's sunflowers. Yeah. Then you get to the final layer, and it has all the flowers and all the double tall grasses and even trees, as if you haven't noticed before. And so you might be wondering, how are these plants not dying? Well, scientists suspected, they have no evidence though, because the Hanging Gardens was never actually discovered, so we don't know if it existed or not. But they suspected that if the Hanging Gardens existed, the most plausible way they could have used it was either like the screw thing that carried water up by spinning the screw like that, or a bucket system, which I thought would be easier to make. And so these cauldrons represent buckets hooked to a track, and they will move up filled with water and carry it to these giant ponds and dump them in. Then the ponds will dump them down into the bottom and flow through the river. Now, if you were wondering, I think this is pretty cool. I made sure this worked. If you throw it in and you make sure it goes down, come on, guy, go. There we go. You will see that it just came out there. Now it will come out here. Come on, where is it? Why is it here? Get back in there. So, it's failing at life. Why is it failing at life? Okay, stop failing at life thing. So if you put it in the middle, there we go. Okay, I swear, this flower hates me. Maybe it only works on the other side. Would it only work on the other side? Okay, well, it always works on this side, so I'm going to try it on this side. So you throw it in, and it gets caught in the flow. You go down here, and come on, there it comes. And now it comes out here. Why do you keep doing this to me? Why you gotta do that, bro? Anyway, it's supposed to be able to come into this final pond here like that, but it doesn't. So yeah, that's disappointing. Anyway, and so then you can see the buckets are empty and go back to collect more. That's all for the Hanging Gardens. I also built this ziggurat, which is a bit smaller than I'd wanted, but it still looks pretty darn cool. I've got these like platform things and these staircases and this little shelter thing. You go here, and I use the what are they? Chiseled stone and stone blocks, both kinds, to make kind of like a little altar where the Egyptians would pray at or whatever. And it's pretty cool. I like it. So I believe that's it. The wall was probably, honestly, the hardest thing. We couldn't really use the /fill command since it's so not randomly. I need to work on my grammar, really, I do. So I just kind of went around with this thing and made it, and then I made it 2 blocks thick, and then we built it up whatever amount of blocks that is, and added fences on the top, and it took forever. So, I mean, the houses were definitely hard, but I used structure blocks, so life got easier after that. But, yeah, other than that, life was terribly hard. Terribly hard. But, yeah, that's it. I hope you liked this video. Leave a comment and a like, because it gets extremely boring when no one leaves a comment. So please leave comments, or I will die of boredom. And if you didn't know already, if you're one of my friends wondering why I deleted the old video and made this one, if you actually watched the video, which you probably didn't, because no one likes my videos because they're so boring. No, I'm just kidding. Everyone likes my videos, right? Yeah. I watched it, and it was just a bunch, it looked like it was going through different screenshots. I was like, what the crap? Probably should preview my videos before I upload them, you know? Who would have thought of that? Anyway, so I was like, okay, well, is there any way to re-upload it? Nope, I had to re-record the whole thing. Re-upload the whole thing. I hated it. But yeah, hope you enjoyed it. Come back for more exciting episodes. See ya later.